Slim Jim Lumber.
Indy Comix Review. Indy Comix Review. That's what we do.
Yo, what's up, world? It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. Yo, welcome back to another exciting episode of Indy Comix Review, y'all. Indy Comix Review, you know what I'm saying? It is my review series, my review podcast series, where we, of course, review independent comic books, man. Independent comic books that, you know, people may have heard of, people may not have heard of. You know what I'm saying? The amazing thing about it is that they are independent. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by independent is the people who create these books are the owners of these books. They are the creators behind these books. They are independent. They are not owned by Marvel, DC, or any of the other, you know what I'm saying, presses that are out there. They are owned by their creators. They're owned by their creators. Just like Image. Image, if y'all heard of Image Comics before, that is an umbrella for major indie books. But Indie Comics Review, you know what I'm saying? We sit back, you know, and review these books. You know what I'm saying? Books that I may not have heard of before, or books that I have heard of before. And you know what I'm saying? And I put my take on it. You know, I review it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, put my spotlight on it, put a spotlight on the book itself. So if you yourself would like to have your book reviewed here on this series, feel free to send it if you want to send it digitally to UGI Studios ATL at gmail.com, or any other way that you like to reach me, as far as if you have a physical copy or the such. And, you know, make sure the subject is ICR. Make sure the subject is ICR. With that being said, let's check out the comments. Let's see who is in the building right now. Let's see who is up in this thing. Let's see who we got up in this thing. We got Estrella Garcia is in the building. Hey, shout out to Estrella Garcia. We got Joe 2005 Productions, Joe Miller in the house. We got Junad Manzoor in the building. We got Junad 2005 Productions, Junad M in the building. We have Aiden Logos in the building. We got my bro Johnny Quest Gaming in the building, who is a content creator here and a independent comic book creator himself. He is the co-founder of UGI Studios. He is one half of the Nerd Strip Club podcast series here on YouTube, and he is also the co-creator of the upcoming book Spectacular, which is doing pre-orders right now. Shout out to Johnny Quest Gaming, who did the writing of that first issue as well as the coloring. Shout out to Johnny Quest Gaming being in the building. In June 2005, he said, how are you, everybody? How are you, everybody? You know what I'm saying? Everybody is good. Everybody is great. And so what we about to get into right now, we got Dolores in the house as well. What's happening? Content creator Dolores01, whose birthday was just a couple of days ago. Happy birthday again to you. We're about to get into Einstein's Origins. Einstein's Origins, which is the book that we're reviewing on this here episode of Indie Comix Review. So let's see. Let me see. I'm about to go on here and pull this thing on up. I'm about to pull this thing on up. Now this is going to be a short review, y'all, because it has about probably less than 8 pages. Let me see. Let me check real quick. I wanna. Okay. All right, cool. So all right, so I'm about to show y'all the first page, because I don't even think this is the cover right here. So we about to go ahead and check this out. And we got the CEO. He's in the studio right now, so I'll be bringing him up after I get through reviewing the book. Shout outs, and I see him in the studio. We're gonna bring him up in style, and he also has some treats for you guys as well. So make sure y'all share this out, you know what I'm saying, so we can make this thing do what it do and does what it does. Now let me showcase up here. About to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, pull it up a little quick there. There we go. All right, so here is Symbiverse Comics, y'all. Symbiverse Comics, there it is right there. You know what I'm saying? You get a chance to boom, boom, boom. This is the first page right here. You know what I'm saying? I love their logo. You know what I'm saying? Their logo is, you know what I'm saying, it's letting you know it's out there. So we got Einstein. Einstein is an electron, or a ELEC. His mind can conduct electron energy to help process his thoughts at a superhuman level, making him the smartest man alive. Einstein knows there's more abilities to unlock, and he's on the verge of doing just that. So that's the first page right there. Just a quick rundown for y'all. Now, if y'all want to see more about this, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna let the CEO himself show y'all how to get it. So I'm about to go through it real quick. There he is. There he is right there. Symbiverse Comics at the Spider's Lair. Hey, there you go right there. You dig? And so let me pull myself back up and let me get the checking it out. So about to check this thing on out and make it do what it do. So here we go. All right. I like that. That's a crazy shot right there. That look crazy. He's electrified for real. Ooh.
Carry on, everybody.
Nice. Nice. Now, just a little quick rundown, y'all. I just finished it up. So that was a eight page book right there, basically showcasing Einstein's origin. Einstein is the character. Of course, you know, everybody know Albert Einstein, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you would have to be completely up under a rock if you don't know Albert Einstein, one of the smartest men, you know, ever to exist. So this play on Einstein, or not necessarily Albert Einstein himself, but another person, a character by the name of Einstein, is a very smart researcher who links up with a symbiote, and they are trying to uncover the answers of not only what that symbiote has lost as far as its memory, but you know, uncover other species and creatures out there in the universe. And so that was a great read. That was definitely a great read. And with that being said, I'm about to bring up the man himself, Michael Burch, the CEO and president of Symbiverse Comics, to give y'all some more insight on what Symbiverse Comics is all about, as well as the other books that they have on their roster. Here he is, Michael Burch, in the building. Oh, I can't hear you, Mike. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, he's gonna come back, y'all. He's gonna come back. Make sure you got the audio. Just to test, those who are in the building, can y'all hear me? Press a seven. Press a seven below if you can hear me. If you can hear and see me. No problem. No problem, Mike. No problem. Take us a smoothie break. If y'all was here a few minutes ago, y'all saw me make this smoothie. Right before we came live for this episode. Um, the contents of this smoothie is beet, green apple, ginger, lemon, and ice. That's why it's ice cold, baby. Mm. The bon appetit. Shout outs to Queen's Alchemy, a member of my 1408 membership, a content creator herself, who did started the juice fast that is going on from June the 15th to June the 21st, going on throughout this week. They're doing juice fast over there on her channel. Me, myself, I decided to partake on smoothies. You know what I'm saying? Not a smoothie fast, but you know what I'm saying, but drinking a smoothie throughout that same period. Shout outs to Lala of Raw and Juicy and Raw with Lala, who created this recipe that I'm partaking on right here. Once again, beets, ginger, green apple, and lemon, and some ice. Make sure you put some ice in there. So when you get done with your smoothie, them ice cold. It's ice. Obviously, it's ice cold because you put ice in it, so it's ice cold, baby. Mm. Once again, y'all press a 7 if y'all can hear me. Mm. Mm. Oh, that is good. That's so good, y'all. Mm. While we're waiting on Michael, just to give y'all just a little bit of insight on Symbiverse Comics. I don't want to say too much because I want Michael to explain, you know what I'm saying, you know, what Symbiverse is all about, and of course the rest of their titles in their roster. But while we're waiting on Mike, most definitely, you know, this is episode 29, y'all, which means we've done this 29 times. So if you have not checked out the other books that I have reviewed here on Indy Comix Review, most definitely go check those out. Check out the other channel. I mean, not the other channel, the other episodes. And you know what I'm saying? Most definitely make it do it. I know, right? That's right. No spoilers. No spoilers. Shot Sarai said, no spoilers. Slim Jim Longfoot. No spoilers at all. You know what I'm saying? She had to bring it down. The stern, like, no spoilers. You dig? I heard that. No doubt. No spoilers, mon chat. No spoilers at all. That part. Shout outs to Shot Sarai on Rye in the building. Hey, you dig? Most definitely. You know, most definitely. Um, um, hmm. So yeah, we just here. We just chilling, maintaining. Press a 7 below. Well, not press a 7 below, but feel free to put below your favorite books that you're reading. You know what I'm saying? Whether they are mainstream, whether they are, you know, corporate comics, or if you so happen to know of any other independent comic books that are out. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to comment below what you're reading, what you are reading. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call this smoothie. I'm gonna call this smoothie because it's so good. It's so delicious. I'm gonna call this smoothie Little Queso Dragon. That's what I'm gonna call this, Little Queso Dragon. TMO, Little Queso Dragon. TMO, Little Queso Dragon. Mm. Beats, Juicy and Raw with Lala in the building. Hey. It's so good too. It's so cold. I put some ice in it. It's so good. Say super mainstream. You dig? Super mainstream. That part. Smacking. You dig? It's smacking. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Can I do it real quick? Can I get 3D with y'all with it? Hey, smacking. It's Juicy and Raw with Lala in the building, who concocted this amazing recipe that I am right now shipping on the smoothie. Shipping on the smoothie. That part. Hey, there we go. Been reading Five Nights at Freddy's. That's fire. It's been fire. Oh, I gotta check that out. You need that part. Most definitely. That right, shy. And here we are. In a few seconds, y'all will be hearing from Yeah, that what it looked like. That what it looked like, Johnny Quest Gaming. And now we are about to have Michael Burch of Symbiverse Comics in the building. Here we go. There we go. Yeah.
Let's do this again. Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing, man? I'm so sorry about that. Man, I've been doing so much with these 3 devices that I forgot. You know how Instagram is. I got to log into all these things over again. Oh, Jesus, of course. I didn't have myself ready, but it's all good, man. Thanks for having me on, brother. Shout out to the ATL. How's it out there today?
Hey,
You know, you got my southern coming back. I feel that southern bro coming back because I haven't been up in Atlanta since I got my last speeding ticket. The only speeding ticket. No, actually, that's not true. I got 2. The next one I hit was Florida, so you know how that is. I hit I-95 up from here, straight down. But I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. I was to see
it was all great. Yeah, it rained today. You know, I mean, it's just crazy weather all around out here. You know, it was raining. It's hot. You know, it's crazy. Atlanta is just goofy, real goofy, real goofy. Hey, ain't it turned up to the match, like Big Job be saying, to the match. So let them know about yourself. I'm about to give you the floor, Mike. Here we go.
Okay, so my name is Michael Burch. I am the president and CEO of Symbiverse Comics. And as you can see right here, this is what we're going to be talking about today. This shirt that I have on. This is called Symbiotic Einstein's Origins. Now, this book is kind of like a zero book, like a zero book to the first book. So I'm going to show y'all the first book because this is pretty much the original first book. So this book right here is called Symbiotic Book 1, the Book of Einstein. This ties into this book. So what's going on in Origins is that Einstein, he comes from a long line of intelligent people, you know, like he just has a whole history of people being super intelligent. And Einstein, he was a professor in symbiosis. That's what he specialized in, symbiosis. He was always fascinated with how parabonding between 2 creatures can actually help the creature become something more. So this was what his research was. So he was always looking for life in the cosmos because he's also an astronomer. And what he discovers is a race of beings that are called the Paramore. And what they are, they're pretty much like symbiotes in a way that they can inhabit your mind. And once they take over your mind, they pretty much render death to you and then take your body over to become its unwitting host. But there's a caveat to that. They're attracted to a certain type of personalities, and it depends on who they take over. They have the ability to change that person into something even more powerful, which becomes even more dangerous. So what happens in the origin story is that alien, he discovers it, and it tries to take him over. But like when you was reading earlier about the electron mind, he has an electron mind, which means that he has this static field of static electricity that's just permeates throughout his frontal cerebral cortex, and it causes him to think like 1,000 times faster than a normal person, which makes him the smartest man alive. So when the Paramore tried to attach itself into his mind, what happened was it got repelled because his electron mind protected him from the Paramore taking over his body, his brain, and everything. So it pulled away, and when it pulled away, it started to lose a lot of its memory. That's why you see on the page, it's like I think it's page 4, when he starts to know what they are because they're trying to take over his brain. So what's happening is, as this Paramore is being repelled out the body, it's like an exchange of information. That Paramore is losing memory, but Einstein's gaining his memories. So Paramore leaves. And now Einstein starts to understand, like, you know, what's going on now. These are aliens, and they're coming to take over this planet. But he knows now what their weaknesses are, and he's getting prepared. And that's how I line up pretty much the symbiotic Einstein's origins. And like Slim showed you before, I am giving this away. So all you gotta do is just scan that code that he showed you earlier. And if you guys follow me on my Instagram, I have it up. It's on my YouTube channel as well. I have a YouTube channel called Symbiverse Comics at the Spider's Lair. So I put up a short, so you can just scan it right off the TV, and that will give you the story we're talking about, which is this book right here. So this is like the zero book. This is called Symbiotic Einstein's Origin. So Will Torres cover. Me and Will Torres did the cover together. You know, he did like most of the work, but you know, the lettering and stuff like that. I'm very proud of this book. And yeah, and also guys, since I have you all here, it's my first time here. I just figured, you know what? I'm gonna be giving away this. So this is Captain Anarchy. This is another comic I made, and this is from my company. It didn't print right. Like a couple of pages came out, not the full size, so I can't sell this like this. So I'm gonna give these away. So if you guys hit me up on my YouTube channel and subscribe to that, and hit me up on my Instagram, and then just show me you hit me up on YouTube and Instagram, I'll send you a copy of this in the mail absolutely free. And I have about maybe 100 of these left. So the quicker you get in, the quicker you'll get your copy. So yeah, I mean. And that book leads into what I was talking about earlier. It leads into Symbiotic Book 1, because what happens in that book is pretty much now he knows who he's dealing with. And in this book, he pretty much accepts the Paramour, but the Paramour's not going to take him over. It's actually going to work with him. Like I guess with Venom, we'd be working with Eddie Brock, something like that. So the whole premise of the story now is that they got to find 5 more of these creatures that are here on Earth. And if they don't find them, and one of them turns that human into a full-blown Paramour, it's pretty much over for the whole planet. So it's just a race against time. So each book is going to have like an origin story. And the reason why I have an origin story is because I tell you, I write so much. That was the first original 6 pages. But I just wrote like my first comic about 32 pages. And I wrote the second one 38 pages after taking out 6 pages. But that leads into this comic, and pretty much in that cover right there, that's him pretty much accepting the Paramour, and they become symbiotic because, you know, he figured rather than come to death, why don't we just join forces and figure out what's going on together and become something more, something symbiotic. So yeah, that's pretty much the premise of the entire book. If you guys got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer anything. So
most definitely. That's what I'm talking about. That's Mike in a nutshell. I'm about to put in the chat, y'all. I just put the QR code that you guys sent me the other day for the Einstein origins. That is in my community chat, so y'all can check that out. For those who are here in the live chat, I just put the link right there. There's the link for the post. You can click on that link, and you will see the QR code. You scan that QR code, and then go from there. You feel me? Did we lose Mike? Mike, did we lose you, or did you just step down? But yeah, there's the code right there, y'all, for the book that he was just talking about, or the book that we just reviewed here, Einstein's Origins. And once again, if you hit him up on his YouTube channel, Symbiverse Comics, as a matter of fact, let me put his YouTube channel link in here as well. It's also attached to the QR code. It's also in the post for the QR code as well, y'all. So you can go there and you know what I'm saying, and see how you can get that copy of that Captain Anarchy, man. Y'all saw that cover. That cover was fire, right? Johnny Quest Gaming, he asked, solo project or a team with you on the book. If you're still in the chat, Mike, if you can answer that question, most definitely. Anybody have any other questions for Mike? Oh, here he is. He back. There you go. Yeah. Johnny Quest Gaming asked, solo project or a team with you on the book.
Oh, okay. So I'm glad you asked that, because as you see, I'm getting ready to line up. So this is going to, without giving the story away, this is going to build into a team. And it's going to lead into a next chapter that I'm going to call the Symbiotic 6. So it's like Einstein doesn't want to kill anybody. Neither does the Paramour. But remember, this Paramour is originally a dark matter entity. So they're about killing. But this Paramour, since he lost his memory, doesn't feel like that. So as Einstein is working with this Paramour, he's trying to stop the other 5 along the way. But as he's trying to stop them, he's not trying to kill them. He's trying to make them see what he already knows, which is like the destruction of the planet is inevitable. Like, if we don't check this, everything's gone, including the Paramour. So as he's fighting and, you know, they're settling their fights or whatever, that's when he's going to start picking up allies along the way. So as we speak, we have about 6 books planned. We already did book 2, by the way. So we have Symbiotic book 1, the Book of Einstein, and we also have Symbiotic book 2. I'm trying to see if I see a copy I could show you guys. But so in those books, they connect to each other, and I explain, like, you know, each person. What I was talking about when he was reading at the beginning of the cards, I gave I gave them the abilities, like the humans in this world, they have what I call the potential. It's not a mutant power, but it's more like a latent ability. Just picture if you can actually unlock like a power within. So that machine that you see on the cover, that the World Taurus cover, matter I'll explain this because this is in book 1 as well. But this machine that you see right there, I call that machine the atomizer. And what the atomizer does is when Einstein and the Paramore decided to work together, this machine was going to unlock Einstein's potential. But the problem with that is that Einstein knew had he used this machine on himself in its human form, it would have pretty much fried him because the machine has a dark core matter drive that would have tore him apart. But since he has this Paramore side of him, his theory is that the Paramore will take that dark matter energy onto itself, protecting him while they merge and become symbiotic. So that machine pretty much, and when you see this picture, that's like his almost his final form. But this is like a form that he achieves from going from this original form. So this is him accepting the Paramore, and they go into the atomizer, and that's how they come out as one. So they work together. So it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets Venom. So it's pretty much they could talk to each other, communicate with each other. They just work together. So yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that without giving away everything. But we're gonna be doing I have comics that I haven't printed yet that I'm gonna be printing soon. I'm building what I call in the Symbiverse, and everything's gonna connect. Multiple stories. By the time I'm done, like laying out every comic I'm gonna do, it's gonna be like from that point on, and everything's done. I'm gonna do like 12 issues of each one. I'm gonna start like a Secret Wars, like type of thing. And the first phase of that, I'm gonna call I'm calling the Symbiotic 6. And then the second phase of that will be the Symbiotic Wars. So I'm gonna have like a lot of stuff going. But yeah, everything's gonna connect. Right now, I'm just doing it book by book. Each character will be introduced, and then as I'm writing it, you'll see it makes sense, like as they're fighting, what they're fighting about, and how everything's going. So I do have Symbiotic Book 1, the Book of Einstein on my website, and Book 2, the Book of Faust, which I also have Faust Origins in a card form as well. And that's Faust's origins. So I got a book I'm working on now. In fact, I'm going to be printed out as well. The Faust Origins is going to be the next printed book that I do for the Symbiverse. So yeah, I'm going real deep. You guys, oh man, just be along for the ride. Trust me, all I do is write. All I do is do art. I love it. I love watching you before, Slim, because you said a lot of stuff I agree with. I'm doing this, honestly, action is my reward, honestly. Like, I'm not saying I would have liked to have money, but that's not the goal, the end goal. The end goal is like legacy, to create something that people are going to just love, because
that part. Mike froze up, y'all, so hold tight for a sec. Is he frozen on y'all end, y'all? Hold on, Mike froze up, y'all. Hold on for a second. Gotta wait for Mike to unfreeze. Yeah, most definitely got that roadmap. You know what I'm saying? Action is my reward. Powerful statement, most definitely. You froze up, Mike, on your end. Yeah, you froze up on your end, Mike. When you do come back, man, don't you hate it when you get frozen? You know what I'm saying? Like in like writing the sentence or something. I hate that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But in solidarity, I'm gonna freeze with Mike for a little minute. Okay, here we go. Hold on, I see him back in the back. Hey, Mike, we got a question for you. Mike.
Yes,
we got
yes.
Sarah, she asked, did you write and draw the book yourself or collab with others?
Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did this. So I'd rather just show you this because this is bigger. This is a bigger piece. So right here, if you see that, okay, that's how the Symbiotic started. That's Einstein. So what I was doing back here when I was making this back then was I was doing a lot of digital art. Like instead of drawing with like, pen and paper, I was using like a stylus with like an Oogie Graphics tablet. I'd use Photoshop, and then I would just create creatures at that point because I didn't like have the know-how how to lay everything out, and I was just like, trying to figure out how to draw. But then as I made those creatures, I had hired an artist, and his name is Waylon Weathers, and he has and his company's called Wayways Comics. So I hired him to do a cover for me, and this is what he came back with. That's a Waylon Weathers cover, by the way. And when he did that, I was like, you're hired, and that's it. So yeah, I collab with other artists. I totally wrote Symbiotic. The first comic book, I'll show you some of the pages so you guys can see. We did this like raw, and we hand wrote it. So look, let me show you guys. So you see that? This is raw. We did this handwritten, and that's what art looks like. So he handwritten this, and he did the art for this one. The second one, like the Einstein's Origins and book 2, I lettered myself. So to answer your question, yeah, and also Will Torres took my Einstein and he drew that for me. So yeah, I do. In this book alone, I've collabed with about two different artists. And I'm pretty much the main writer, so I create the story and the creatures. So I have the ability now that I didn't have before. So now I know how to make comics, and I started to actually like draw them out better, lay them better, and as a result, I can actually make comics now. I didn't know what I was doing before, but it's all good because I showed up to a show one day, and pretty much I was accepted by the comic world because I showed up with this bad boy in my hand, and everybody already knew who I was. I had it at a couple of shops, and I was shocked because people were calling me out my name. So I don't care about that. I only care about is my story. So yeah, I mean, I take any other questions you guys got. I got plenty of time.
The beautiful thing about comic books, Mike, the beautiful thing about that is that there is no one way to make a comic book. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The process of making a book can be any type of way, and the end result, of course, whether it be a digital book or a physical traditional book, you know what I'm saying, you made it.
Yes.
So if you drew on the walls and took pictures of your art on the wall and then put it on paper, you know what I'm saying, that's a comic book.
Exactly.
You know? And so I put Wayway's comic, I put his Instagram also in the chat as well, y'all. So
thank you.
Connect with
that
him.
Kid's amazing, by the way. I mean, I gotta give him some credit because when I first made Einstein, he had the idea to put the mask on him, and I always give him that credit. I'm like, thank you. So so not only do I work with other artists, I also, if you have an idea and you want to help me improve the story, yeah, absolutely. This is nothing but love for me. I mean, I talked to Will Torres about this, and me and Will Torres are good friends, and he pretty much, I understand where it comes from. It comes from a place like people want proof of work no matter what. So I decided that, okay, you know what? I actually started drawing. And so for the past 6 months, I've been building a portfolio that's insane. I'm going to be doing a show on that because it's just too long to show you guys. But yeah, I started to now physically draw as well. So now there's no dispute about it. I did all my comics now. What I'm doing is I'm drawing everything out by hand, every single panel. I'm lettering it. I'm letterboarding it. I'm doing everything I got to do to create the ultimate comic. And art is exactly what you said, Slim. There is no one way of doing art. Art comes from your soul. That's it. And like I said, I haven't drawn in years on paper, so I didn't have the confidence to do it. But once I talked to Will Torres, he said, just do it. Okay, sat down with a pen. I took like a gel pen, started drawing. I wanted to have that same feel I had with the stylus, so I found an M2 gel pen. I don't know if y'all got Dollar Tree where you're at. I'm pretty sure y'all do. I got them like 2 for $1.25, so I grabbed them. And that was like the best pen I found. It's like a gel mark. It's like a gel ballpoint, and it feels like a marker, but it's just so smooth. It almost felt like a stylus. And then from there, I was like, Jesus, I can draw really well, in fact. So if you guys go on my Instagram, you'll see I do like daily posts of the work I've been doing lately, and I've got I must have created about 48 pieces. I'm doing about 1 piece a day by hand, and that's like a multi-comic panel while I'm still making my comic and I'm still doing my digital art. So I keep everything balanced so that I can be an expert in everything. Like, I have the ability right now to pretty much make any comics I want, and that's what I've done, But right now, this is where I started, and this is where my heart lies within Symbiotic, because the story for me is just gonna, when you guys see how it evolves and carries on, you're gonna be like, wow, it really is. I wish I could just tell you. I just don't want to spoil it. That's all.
Yeah. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. You know,
It's the hardest thing in the world.
Give him a peek of it, not the whole thigh. You feel me? So I got
Exactly.
for you, Mike. Let's see. We have and once again, shout out to Gifford Roberts who connected us. Gifford Roberts.
Yes, Gifford, shout out to you. That's my man right there. He bought a comic for me. That's how it all started, and I appreciate it. And thank you. And you know, Slim, I got you. I sent you your comics already. You're going to get your copy of Captain Anarchy, and I sent you a copy of Symbiotic Book 1. And you're going to get the Einstein Origins card as well. So, you know, and that card is pretty much what I'm giving away now.
I can't wait to get that. Appreciate you so much, Michael.
Yes.
I got, let's see. I got two questions real quick. We got Shah Sarah. Shah Sarah said, any inspirations or favorites in the comic world?
Of course. I mean, like, look, the story is called Symbiotic, so let's just start with that. I mean, if you guys look behind me, I mean, that's my inspiration. You guys don't know. This is the Spiders player, by the way. And yeah, I say, oh, that's my inspiration. Wait, hold on. We turn it around to the front side. Yeah, I say, oh, that's my inspiration. As you guys,
that guy named Peter.
So I'm gonna tell you, Spider-Man definitely was my inspiration growing up. It's what got me into drawing, because back in the day we all couldn't draw, we all sucked, so we used to trace Spider-Man all the time. And then we got good at it after a minute. So reading the comics, I was collecting them. I mean, I'm a little older than I look, but I'll put it to you like this: I was buying comics in the 70s. I'll just leave it like that. And honestly, I have one hell of a collection from my childhood that I was lucky to have grabbed since I was younger. But yeah, in the 80s, I started to really flow with Tom McFarlane, and I started to flow with like Sam De La Rosa, and we got Mike Zeck, and pretty much, okay, you want to know what started it all for me? For this, I'll show you right here. That right there, that's what started it all. Secret Wars number 8, as you can see the spread there, and then you know, Venom Need to Protect number 1. But that's right there is special, people. No one has the Big Apple but me. There's 10 in existence, and I have the other 9. So look that up, though. And I'm gonna do a show about that one day too, because I was bugging out when I got that rating.
You definitely got to put that on blast for real.
For sure. I have an entire, like, I couldn't, like, if I was gonna have a part with that, which I'm not that person, like you can see, I'm the guy who buys it and keeps it, you know. Right. I don't know if I ever had plans or anything, but that, when I had put that in, because I had gave them 10 barcodes, and Sandra Rosa is you know, we pretty tight. We're not best friends, but I know Sandra Rosa quite well. So I sent him these after I sent him the original ones he signed for me. And when I got those back from CGC, they came with the Big Apple pedigree. Now, I didn't put it for the pedigree. So I said, what happened? They said, well, between you guys, Sam, and how we looked at your collection and how you've been putting stuff in, this is we have never had a submission like that. And 10 pieces that were of that quality, they were all above 9.0. So they said, so we just drew the Big Apple on there. So pretty much, yeah. I mean, so getting back to what got me into everything was everything you see here. Venom, mostly Venom. The Black Amazing Spider-Man costume number 300, that also got me. So when I was younger, I remember liking the black costume Spider-Man. I liked black. Like, you know, I just liked how it looked. Like, it was just a different look for me. So as I'm growing up, you know, I'm not really thinking about writing anything, but I'm drawing. I like Spawn. So as of a couple of years ago, right around the time of pandemic, that's when I started really starting to put together, like, you know, my channel, my YouTube channel, and I started to focus on, you know, Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, and I started to see how my Spiders layer was building up, and then I understood, okay, this is what I'm going to use for my inspiration. So my inspiration pretty much comes from, like, you know, any movies from Alien and Invasion of the Body Snatchers, definitely Venom, all the movies of Venom, anything that has to do with Cthulhu monsters, like Medusa from Eternals, and I'm talking about like old school Medusa, because I feel like all this is connected. So that kind of style of art, I wouldn't even know what you would call it. It existed beforehand. It's just that people changed the colors around over time. So I don't know. I call it tendril art. That's what the best way to describe it. My art style.
That's a good term. I like that.
Yeah, tendril art, because everything I do is with tendrils. I love those kind of connections. Even like I said, even if you look at the cover where I keep picking this up, you see that? That's a tendril cover because he's grabbing these wires. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, things that connect, things that make like, this is my style of art. So yeah, definitely Marvel, definitely Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, all that was my main influence. And as you can see, it bled over to Symbiotic, of course, because like I said, I wanted to make something that, for me, the whole thing about Venom is that if I would have voted, I would have voted just a little different, because he's not a symbiote. A symbiote, when they're saying he takes you over and that's it, that doesn't make you a symbiote. That makes you a parasite. That's why I call my creatures the paramour, because they're parasitic in nature. That's what he is. And if you notice, if you ever watched the Venom movie, Eddie Brock says, I have a parasite. And that's correct. And I sent him a message one day. I got to answer back. I don't know if it was him or not. And he laughed. He goes, true. Because Venom is a parasite. He's not a symbiote. So the fact that they talk about that they're now a symbiote, it's like, no, you call them a symbiote from the very beginning. It's a little typo, no big deal. But I started thinking about that, and that's what drove me crazy. That and the fact that I kept looking at my dog, and I looked at my dog, and I was like, damn, Einstein. By the way, that's my dog's name. So honestly, yeah, not that the dog ate my homework. The dog was pretty much my inspiration. I looked at my dog, and I was imagining, like, drawing the piece, and I was like, I wonder what he would look like venomized, and that's what I came up with. And that's how it started for me. So
that's what's up. That's fire. That is fire, man. Shout out to all the dogs named Einstein, Doc Brown, Dog Einstein.
yeah.
Like most definitely. Johnny Quest Gaming got a question. He said, any other characters in your universe?
Oh my God, yes. We got a total of 6. So I could talk about the first 2 that's in existence right now. We have another character besides Einstein, and his name is Faust. Now, I won't give away too much, but Faust is pretty much a psychic in this world. And what happens is that the first paramour that they're going after is Faust, because this paramour is hunting Faust down. So what's happened is that the paramour finds Faust, and he tries to take him over to go after Einstein, because the paramour wants to kill Einstein because he thinks that Einstein wants to kill him. He's trying to take over this vessel. So what's happening in this struggle is that Faust, he's a psychic, so he's able to fight off the attack on his mind, but he can't stop the physical toll on his body. So in other words, he was able to block it from his mind, but he couldn't keep the creature completely out of his body. So he kind of makes a pact with the creature, because at this point it's like a stalemate. No one's doing anything, So he goes, look, we want to seek out Einstein for questions, because this guy was a psychic and he knows about Einstein's research in symbiosis. So he feels like Einstein can help him anyway. And since this creature wants to find him, he says, look, let's just work together, but I'm not letting you, not going to take over my vessel. You're not going to take over my mind. He said, but I will work with you for now. So they agree, okay, let's work together. And they go after Einstein. So that's pretty much like the premise to the second character, which is Faust. And then I have 4 more characters after that. I haven't published yet, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'll just say that there is going to be a total of 6 characters in this. And I'm making something special, a new character out this book, but it's got nothing to do with any living organisms, but it will have, I'll just put it to you like this. It will have a divine touch, and I'm going to leave it at that. Trust me when I tell you, when you see that coming, you're going to be blown away. But yeah, about 6 creatures. There's going to be 6 characters for this story. So just picture like every book, something's going down, and we got to go after the next creature, and we got to keep going. And then every book, you're going to just run into like the next challenge. So it's pretty much like Einstein trying to stop the paramour for taking over these other 5 people that are involved. So the total of people is 6, including Einstein.
Yeah, so basically he's going to be the linchpin to bring them all together, because he is already aware of these, and as we are introduced to each character to come about, they're going to interface with, the paramours, and of course Einstein's gonna, that's how they are gonna discover everything. And then,
Right. What's happening is that right now, it's more like these paramour are, like I said, parasitic in nature, but they're not evil. They're more like, I don't know.
they're just trying to survive. Basically, they're just trying to keep themselves going. Basically,
they pretty much come to destroy a planet.
Yeah,
and if you allow one to fully mature into a full-blown paramour, then these things are nasty. They will literally kill the entire planet. But only one. It only takes one. So this is why Einstein's in a desperate. He's in a desperate race against time to link up and try to find these guys before they start taking over. And he's hoping that with the help of the atomizer, that he'll be able to not only help them, but keep them from taking over the vessel and be fused together if that's what they so choose to do. So it's pretty much a race against time, and these things are extremely dangerous. But in their status right now, because they're just starting out, they're at their weakest. So, and also in this book, in Symbiotic Book 1, you're going to see that he discovers a couple of powers that he has latent within him. Like, I won't say what the powers are, but they're pretty dope. And that's going to be pretty much how every character is going to come about their powers. Like, something's going to happen, and they're going to be able to access their power base, and they're going to understand, okay, by becoming symbiotic, that's the real key to unlock the power. Because if the paramour takes you over, it turns you to something different. And it doesn't necessarily get your power, but it does definitely make you more evil. And it just pretty much turns you into a creature of destruction. But with the atomizer, what that does, it allows both to exist together. And their power base now is even deeper. Because now the human's alive, the human that has the potential, and they can unlock together the potential of the human. And that's what Einstein understands, and that's what he's getting everybody else to, come fight, whatever. We do our thing. Look, this is what's going on. This is what's really going on. This is what I need help with. So yeah, Einstein pretty much knows what's going to happen. I mean, I would just say Einstein's like a combination of me between Electro meets Professor X. Like, he got all the answers of everything. Yeah, and he got the answers for everything that's going down. But he just he has to convince these creatures who are trying to take over their human counterparts. Look, this is not the way. This is why. Come back to me. Come back to my lair, and I'll show you. What's going on. But there is going to be a lot of fighting. There's going to be some blood. There's going to be some explosions. I mean, Symbiotic Book 1 pretty much ends with a bang. I'll just say that. But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, once he discovers his powers and he finds the first paramour, which is Faust, then it's on. So yeah, we did 2 books so far, and now we are working on. We do have the Faust Origins. I'm trying to see if I have a card. It's available on my website. Pretty much same thing, digital code. You download the digital copy, but I'm making that into a physical copy as well. I got the cover done, so we're going to be printing that soon. That's going to be the next book that comes out. It's going to be Symbiotic. Faust's Origins, and I already have Symbiotic Book 2, the Book of Faust. And then from that book that I'm writing now, and I'm pretty much done with all the comic panels and I'm putting everything together, I'm gonna have by September Symbiotic Book 3 done. And that's gonna be called The Book of Titan the Synth. And he kind of shows up in Book 2. It all flows. I mean, I don't want to talk too much. I'm gonna give too much.
Yeah.
When you read it, everything flows consistently. I mean, I was actually told by a professional comic book maker from Image that I write too much. I'm like, I don't care, because it's cheaper, but I don't care about that. I have a passion for writing. I wrote I wrote 32 pages for the first comic, and the free comic I gave away now was the first 6 pages that I took out, and I still had 32 pages left. So I have the ability to just write so much, and I love it. So I write a lot. I mean, you're getting a good quality comic. This thing is pretty fat. I mean, this is no joke. I'm telling you, I put a lot of work into this. This is my pride and joy right here. And that Book 1 on the Einstein origin one is also like, special to me. And like I said, you guys will see, I didn't just make a comic. I call my comics a manga comic. Oh, I have to explain this to you, Jim, so you understand. When you get it, you don't get. I printed this in a manga style, okay? Which means that a traditional comic has the spine to the left. My spine is to the right, but it reads like a traditional comic. It opens from left to right, and then you read it like a regular comic from left to right. That's me. That's the book. So I call this style the manga comic style. I wanted to have something that was a little more distinguishable from the rest, and I'm the only person that's been consistently printing comics with the spine to the right. So when you read the comic, you got to open it from left to right and then read it like a normal book from left to right. So that's the only disclaimer. I'm actually going to put that in there as the instructions because
and that's good that you did so because when people see it, saying they'll get confused and thinking, oh, they must read it, like a manga from right to left.
Yeah, Gil got
in the manga format physically. So they'll be like, oh wait, do that. So that's good. So that's cool. That's like a mesh of both worlds. I'm glad that you are you're stylizing it as a manga comic. You know what I'm saying? For those who are new or don't know what mangas are. Mangas are, of course, that's the Japanese for the word comic book. Manga is basically its own genre itself. Japanese comics. They, as he just explained, the spine is on the right side, and mangas you read from right to left. As opposed to reading from left to right. But his book you read normally like American style book left to right, but the book itself is made from a manga style. It's made physically like a manga, but you read it the same way as a regular comic book, as an American comic book.
Right, which is exactly why I call it a manga comic. Something that I wanted to put a twist on that I'd never seen no one do before, and it was just something that I wanted to appeal to my Japanese fans, because I do have a book that's pretty much written about Japan. It's called Kumo the Void Lord. It's another book. I mean, brother, you're gonna have to have me back on because I got so many books. Trust me.
Most definitely. Got
it. Yeah, so I have another book called Kumo the Void Lord. I won't get into that too much because, like I said, I would definitely do a show with that. But pretty much, Kumo is pretty much is Spider-Man. He got bitten by his radioactive spider, but he has a bad experiment. He's doing my character was doing like experiments with spider DNA. And a bad explosion happens in his lab, and everything goes wrong, and he starts to transform. So it's like having his powers of Spider-Man, but also having the instinct of a bug, like a real spider, and it makes him cold, and it makes him.
So he deadly with it. He deadly with it.
So what?
So he deadly with it. He deadly with it.
Well, it's more like he's not evil or good. He's more like survivalist, more like an anti-hero. Like he believes that if you weak, then you deserve death. That's it. As a spider, like he's looking at, so it's Spider-Man, but with a real spider's mentality, and he just loses his mind. And there's a detective that's on his trail trying to solve. In the book, I have him like kidnapping a bunch of important people because Kumo has a bigger plan. He has a big plan that no one sees yet. It just looks like he's just kidnapping random business people, but it leads to a bigger web of deception that he's doing. He's pretty much putting together some sinister stuff. So that's a book I have out now. Like I said, we could talk about that in the future, but yeah, I've written about 15 comics, and I've printed and published about 6 of them so far.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's almost halfway through everything that you done wrote, man. And when when you create a book, when it goes from the thoughts that you have in your head to down on paper or typing it, whichever way you write the story, to now finally putting it on paper or digital. You know what I'm saying? It gives you this most magnificent high for those who are creators. You know what I'm saying? That is freaking amazing. Pretty Hard Conquer, shout outs to her. She said sounds nice. Johnny Quest Gaming said the spider instinct is really cool take, most definitely. Shasta Ross said excited to check this adventure out. Johnny Quest Gaming had also said he make a symbiote character called Shad in one of his comics called Elf World. Yep, most definitely.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And he said dope those joints grading on the wall. That's sick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we just lost Mike again, y'all. But yeah, man, I know he gonna come back. I'm definitely gonna wait for him to come back so we can, you know what I'm saying, get our final talk in, y'all. Yo. The Symbi universe, y'all, the Symbiverse, he definitely got, you know what I'm saying, something in tow right there. And you know, I mean, if Marvel come knock on his door, you know what I'm saying, you got the Spider-Verse, you know what I'm saying, that's essentially an extension independent extension of the Spider-Verse, you feel me? Because you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like first and foremost, I love that take on that Kumo character because he has, you know, the powers of Spider-Man, but that spider instinct, he has more of that spider personality, and that's freaking dope. You feel me? That's freaking dope. You know what I'm saying? And so definitely looking forward to checking that out. And like Shasta said, excited to check this adventure out, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? While we wait on Michael to come back in, if anybody have any more questions for him, you know what I'm saying, feel free to put them below. If not, then, you know what I'm saying, we will be getting ready to wrap it up when Mike comes back in. Most definitely, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Also, make sure, of course, y'all check out the QR code. The QR code is in my community post for the Einstein's Origins, as well as go to Mike's channel for the other books that he has for y'all who, you know, saw this episode right here. Mike, any final words you like to say, my man?
No, I just wanted to say, yo, Slim, I'm gonna have everything set up next time way better. Sorry for being that guest, but thank you.
It's all good. It's all good, bro. Because like you are literally, if I'm not mistaken, you are literally my second guest here on Indy Comix Review. This is the third episode, second guest that I had, you know, show being here, you know, while I was reviewing their book. So this is
nice.
all new on Indy Comix Review. You know what I'm saying? Usually I just review the books and, you know, and that's that. But you know what I'm saying, being able to have the creators here on the episode is freaking amazing. And I love that. And I appreciate you for, you know what I'm saying, having the time to showcase, you know what I'm saying, your books, man, your universe. You feel me?
Yes, I hear you. I feel you, brother. And I thank you. And also, I just wanted to let you know that I did talk to Will Torres today, and he said, whenever you're ready, my brother, he could have him on. He got a couple of books, so we can go over. Of course, you can even talk to him about Einstein's Origins. I mean, after all, he did do the cover, so.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Shout out to Will Torres, man.
I mean, shout out to Will, my brother. I mean, like, I'm literally... He called me his Padawan today. I was like, oh my God, don't do that. Don't call me a damn Padawan. Don't do it. He did. Hey, he said, very good, my Padawan.
Just don't Anakin out on him, you know what I'm
saying? No, but I told him, I said, but Anakin kills the master in the end. He goes, yes, I know. So he knows. He said, in order to become an art Vader, you have to go hard. So yeah, shout out to Will Torres.
You gotta draw that, man. You gotta draw Darth Vader like a big pencil or eye pencil, or have him with an eye pencil. You feel me?
Yeah, well, no doubt, man. Well, you know, yeah, we're gonna definitely be talking some more. I have a lot of creators, a lot of people. Like, we out in Staten Island, New York, people. In case you're wondering where we at, and
Johnson Rock called. Johnson Rock said he got.
Pay attention to. Yeah, pay attention to what's going on in Staten Island in the next couple of years. This is going to be a mecca of a new comic renaissance. I got people. I got many companies out here. I got people. I'm gonna shout them out right now. Shout out to my boy Tony Carrazza over there at High Voltage Comics. I actually did a cover for that. We could talk about that on another show too. My first independent cover I did, besides my own covers, and I just did that a couple weeks ago. Shout out to my boy Patrick Hickey Jr. over at Legacy Comics, another Staten Islander, and doing their thing. I mean, everybody I'm telling you about, you can all check out on my Instagram. These are people I follow. I follow mostly artists, and I'll leave all that in the bio. I'm gonna leave like a comment in the bio, and I'll show you who I follow. But yeah, there's a lot of art coming out of Staten Island. There's a lot of creativity coming out of here. I think this is going to be the next renaissance of comics, because I know at least about 4 or 5 companies, and they're all doing their thing. I mean, so, you know, guys, just pay attention to what we got going on out here. And we're gonna probably be in Comic-Con some way, somehow. Todd Father's calling, so we're trying to get to him. So hopefully we get to bump into Todd this year.
Hey,
Yeah,
the
you know,
Mac man himself, the Mac himself, you did, Toddy Mac.
he's getting one of these. The Todd Father. I'm gonna give him a shirt and the book. I'm gonna say, here you go, Todd Father. That's it. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna give it to him and walk away. That's it. That's all I want. Will laugh when I said that because Will knows him. I said, as soon as I see him, I'm just gonna give him the shirt. He goes, nah, man, you got it too. I said, nah, I'm just gonna walk away. I said, thank you. Nah, I don't know. I'll talk to that man. You crazy? That's another reason why he's the number one reason why I'm in this game, honestly, is because Tom McFarlane, he came in the 80s and he made Spider-Man cool, glamorous, Mary Jane hot as hell, the Black Cat looking banging like she had a fatty for once, you know? And I loved it. I loved every second of that McFarlane ever Spider-Man. So yeah, I gotta say, if I have to give out a shout out to anyone, shout out to you, Mr. McFarlane. Definitely. Todd Father, you definitely are my main influence. I just realized that right now. So yeah.
Most
That's how it goes, man.
Todd McFarlane, that is one of the art legends, you know what I'm saying? He, of course, as Michael said, made Spider-Man cool in the 80s. He gave Spider-Man the big eyes. He gave him the spaghetti webbing.
Exactly, the spaghetti strings.
Venom. You know what I'm saying? He's the creator of Spawn. For those that know Spawn, he created Spawn. You know, of course, him and 6 other artists left to go find Image Comics, founded Image Comics in 92. You know,
yes.
Rob Liefeld, Eric Larson, shout out to Eric Larson, Savage Dragon.
Oh, yeah, Savage Dragon. I still buy that to this day.
Same here. To this day.
To this day, yeah. To this day.
Malcolm got 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? Like Malcolm was born in the book in 96, and now he's 28, going on 29 with 4 kids now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an epic saga right there, epic generational
legend
and
legendary.
Amazing, you know, Eric Larson pulled that off. Like my first Eric Larson book of Spider-Man was Amazing Spider-Man 329.
Nice one.
Spider-Man on the cover with the Tri-Sentinel, getting ready to step on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was an amazing shot right there. You know what I'm saying? That was my first Larson Spider-Man book. Because it's crazy because I had missed McFarlane's initial run. I had missed his amazing run because I wasn't collecting Amazing Spider-Man at that time. But then I had started, but you know, when the new Spider-Man came out, you know, McFarlane Spider-Man came out, I was collecting the issues from that. I had like 13 and 14 from initially before I had went back and collected them when I got grown, and collected the early issues when I got grown. And then of course, you know, it's Image, you know, like Image, like that was, you know, like that was my foray. Like, you know, like I read the books when I was younger, but then Image was doing my coming of age when Image came out.
Yes.
You
see, I'm a little. So we almost in the same age group. So I'm just a little older. So by that time, I was already in my first tour of duty in the military. That'll be another thing. I was in the Army, and I was collecting Spawn back then. And I remember that. Yeah, I was a young man in the military then collecting Spawn. I remember that distinctively. But yeah, I mean, like Tom McFarlane, honestly. His art style, everything, it changed the game. Like I said, he made Peter Parker a good-looking man. He made Mary Jane hot. Like he made a model.
Exactly. He turned them into some models. He turned them into some models.
Yo, she was on a telenovela in the South America filming. She was on a telenovela film. I was like, what the hell is going on in this book? It was so great. It was so wild. I think they were not ready for his. They weren't ready for him, believe me. And you do got the first 13 Spider-Man because he left that issue 13 was his last one with the X-Force or the X-Men cover, the side cover. That was his last cover. And then Spawn 1 pops off right after that.
Yep. Because he was me do my own thing, you feel me? And he looked back.
And that's how I feel. Like everybody's asking me, oh, what would you do? Like if Marvel actually worked for them? I said, I collaborate with people, but I don't need no job. This is not, like I said from the beginning, I don't care about money. I'm not saying I don't want to make money. I care about legacy. I want to have something that's gonna like you see, we can talk about Stan Lee. Stanley's a god. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. But you see how his name, everything lives on forever. That's it. That's all I want. I just want to keep my money and preserve my legacy. That's it. I want to make my legacy. That's it. So this is what I'm doing it for love, for the passion and love of art, and to see how far I can go. So let's see. Take that right with me, everyone. Come hit me up on the website. I'm making deals. Oh, also before we go, if anyone comes on my website tonight to buy anything, like I said, I'm going to be giving away that Captain Anarchy book for free. I just can't find it right now. Here it is. So if you guys go on my if you guys go on my YouTube and you join that and you follow me on Instagram, just send me a message on Instagram. I don't care where you at. I'll send you this copy for free. I got 100 of those left. So first come, first serve. That's it for me. So thank you for having me on, son. I really appreciate you, man. We're gonna be having fun. I can tell.
And so for those who are in the live chat right now, here it is. Here is the link for his Instagram right here. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have to do no searching because y'all already in the live chat. So there it is right there. That is his Instagram. So go ahead and hit that man up right there. Mr. Michael Burch, the CEO and president of Symbiverse Comics in the building. Appreciate you for sliding through, brother. Appreciate you so much. Blessings to you and continue to keep creating. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about, creating legacy.
Yes.
And putting, you know, and
yes.
bringing it out into the world, man. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. I'm putting out my essence, my energy, my life force, my everything, my love into this stuff. Like you guys, like you'll see. I'm gonna have to come back on. I got so much to talk to you about. Believe me, this is something that's gonna be my pleasure to do. And yes, I feel the exact same way. So anyone that's out there that ever think they can't do it, yo, anybody that asks me, what do you do? What's your secret? No, just pick up a pen, paper, start doing whatever. Go digital. However you want to do art, just go create. Create something today. And the one thing I always say to anyone, especially anyone that does art, make sure you do art every day until the day you drop. That's it.
That part. Y'all heard that? That's Michael Burch, y'all, in a nutshell. Hey, appreciate you once again, Michael, for sliding through. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. We had going back up to the top of the chat. Let's see if I can go all the way back up.
Yeah, man. And thanks for everyone who showed up and asked questions. I have nothing but love and appreciation for all y'all. You have no idea. That's my heart right there. That's what I want. I want people to talk to me about this and be fully engaged. So thank you all for asking the questions. And like I said, I'm easy to find. I'm up there on Instagram. Come follow, come holler. I'm always down for new friends. So that's me.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it right here. Struggle Garcia, Joe 2005 Productions, Joe Miller, UNAD Manzur, UNAD 2005 Productions, UNAD M, Aiden Logos, Johnny Quest Gaming, Dolores, Symbiverse Comics, of course, in the building. Shah Sarai, Juicy and Raw with Lala was in the building. We scrolling.
Nice.
We scrolling. Oh, Pretty Heart Conquer was in the building. Let's see who else was in the building. And I think yeah, that was it. Shah Sarai said, thanks for sharing your amazing art and passion, Michael. Top-notch episode. Go King. Hey, I appreciate it. Shah. And yo,
I wanted to say that before I went King. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what they talking about no King Day, man? I know the King of America. Get out of here with that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
that
part, you know, I already got the crown, baby. We out here.
Yeah, exactly.
That part. Shout outs to y'all. Stay blessed up, y'all. Hey, Mike, I'll talk to you in a quick second, and we up out of here, y'all. And
yes. Thank you, everyone. Peace and love, everyone. We are out.
One love.
Indy Comix Review. Indy Comix Review. That's what we do.
Slim Jim Longford, Slim Jim Longford.